Greetings. It is the contest software shootout day 1. Hello. Let's see if I'm actually broadcasting. Welcome everyone. Welcome. It is day 1. It appears that I'm broadcasting and I'm not checking the Facebook feed, so I'm gonna pray. I'm looking at, hey, Rob. Rob's here. Rob Herget. Welcome, Rob. What's up? He says. Well, today is contest shootout day. Now, what am I talking about and what the heck are you in for? Well, first of all, you better strap up. I think you better strap on and be ready.
Huh?
Because this is going to be a long adventure. This is my first time doing this. I've thought about it multiple times, but the goal is to take a single campaign and to do it in 5 different software tools at least, and build them in those tools and execute them in those tools to see what differences there are. Now, just so you know, I'm going to be building in each tool. Now, I have used my good friend UpViral for a while. You see, I've got my UpViral. I got 250,000 leads with UpViral shirt on, and in the background, my historical plaque saying same thing. So I have a lot of expertise in UpViral. I have a lot of campaigns that I have built in UpViral, but there are these other tools out there. And for those of you watching, maybe you know, love, and trust me. Maybe you're from the UpViral team yourself. I'm not going to diss UpViral. I'm an absolute fan. And by the way, you see over here in the left-hand corner, the Copilot show. Tomorrow I'm on the Copilot show at this very same time. So tune in for that if you're interested, or you should be, because I'm going to do some campaign reviews tomorrow on the Copilot show. But the other thing is, there are other tools on the planet. Sorry, it's true. There are other tools, and I need to learn more about what those other tools do. I have actually lifetime deals for many of them. Of the 5 that I think I'm going to use for this, I actually have lifetime deals for 4 of them, so that makes it somewhat easy. Good morning, Jockley. Jolky. See, I'm horrible with nicknames. Let's see, I can put that up on the screen too. Over from Twitch. Welcome. Glad to see you here. I'm a little frustrated. Maybe I can do that. Oh, I can do that. All right. The screen that I use to watch myself actually, for some reason, bumped up on the page, and I couldn't see the top of the page, but I can now. Anyway, welcome. Rob's here. I know. Let me know who else is here. There's Rafiki. I can't say that right. Also from Twitch. Rob is diving in with a question. Ian's here. Is there a way to reset the time schedule? I'm not going to dive in right now to all these questions right now, Rob, because I have a very focused, I think, plan. The short answer is not that I'm aware of. There isn't any way of resetting that for everybody that comes in. So if they come in January, they have 12 months, and then they come in, somebody else comes in February, they have 12 months. No, that's not available. That's the short answer. Ian's here. Welcome, Ian. Glad to see you here. Oh my gosh, Darmood is here. Welcome, Darmood. So, what I'm trying to tell you, first of all, is this is going to be a long slug. This is not going to be a quick 30 minutes, and you guys know I can't be quick about anything. Because I'm going to build in each tool. Now, because I don't have experience in those other 4 tools, and I'll mention them in just a minute, it's going to take me a while to learn some things. I do have a specific objective. I'm just looking also at the restream to see what's working and what isn't. I believe I'm live on Facebook. Let's see, where's the Planet Mitch? Da, 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 da. Where's my timeline? It does say online. At least I think that's the right one. Many of you are showing up, so I'm hoping that. Ian says, like a review of 5 platforms. Yes, but this isn't a short little review. This is going to take multiple days. I'm not going to do all the campaigns in one day. It's just freaking not possible. Ian also says, I like the idea of reviewing all 5 platforms. Yes, that's what you meant. Yes, and I agree. So it's going, Darmood says, bless your heart. Thank you. It is live on Facebook. So actually, I have, just so you know, I use a tool called Restream, and I'm currently streaming to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 places. 4 or 5 of them are are Facebook. One of them is Twitch, seems to be working. I thought LinkedIn is not working because I've never finished setting that up. Anyway, let's get started. And I appreciate that, Darmoon. So, the tools I'm planning on using is Untitled, because I obviously know that one. I'm going to use Gleam. I need to learn Gleam. Gleam is like the #1 tool on the planet, right? It is the one that has the most usage. Everybody knows Gleam, but I also don't know really that much about what it does. And I'm kind of smiling because it's the only one that I don't have a lifetime deal for. There are some other tools on the planet, and I'd like to learn those too. And I will be doing another one of these shootouts in the future. All right, so Gleam. The reason I'm laughing about Gleam is that I went to the landing page this morning to figure out what plan I needed to be buying on a monthly basis, because there is no lifetime deal available, and I, like most people, would have to go in and get the monthly plan. And so I had a hard time figuring out which one was the right one for what I wanted to do. So we'll get to that. Obviously, pricing is going to be something that we're going to need to talk about. The other ones are Viper, because I have a lifetime deal for Viper, but it's also, very well known in the contest industry. There's also a newer one called Perkzilla, which I have a lifetime deal for, and there's Viral Loops that I have a lifetime deal for. So that makes it easy for me to want to test those because I own those. Please write the names of all of those. That's a very good point. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just quickly do the share screen function. And I've just learned that this share screen function that I have set up doesn't work the way I wanted it to when we started. And that doesn't seem to be starting up right away. Sometimes I got to figure out why it's not working the way I want it to work. Because it should be changing the view. There we go. And what I have to do, I discovered a few minutes ago before we started, is I need to turn off the thank you page magic. Now, for those of you who don't know, thank you page magic is the name of what I am branding all of my upcoming offers. And I'll explain a little bit about that in a few minutes. But that's exactly where I'm going with my branding. And I feel good about it because I finally got something that works not only for what I've been doing with contests and everything else, but it feeds right into the entrepreneurial world, and people recognize the phrase thank you page. So anyway, here's my plan. Let's see if I can make this bigger. So Darmood asked about the tools. So here's the contest tool names that we're going to be looking at. UpViral Gleam, and that's at gleam.io if you really want to go look there. Viper, by the way, I have, I'm laughing again. I do have affiliate links if you guys decide you want to buy one of these. I have affiliate links for just about all of them. I believe Viper's at viper.io. I don't know where Viral Loops is right now off the top of my head, or Perxilla, but those are the tools. Oops, nope. Those are the tools that I'm planning on using as of right now. This is a tool also, by the way, if you've never seen this, it's called Workflowy. I absolutely love Workflowy. I use it all the time. It is an outliner kind of tool, but it's a great way of organizing your content. But I wanted to share with you what I'm planning to do. So the campaign goals. The goals of this campaign that I'm going to do and why I'm doing it. I want to learn how to use the different tools, as I mentioned before. I want to test each tool to find out what works and what limitations they have. And I want to find out the differences. For example, can some tools do a different job, I won't say better, different job than UpViral in actually verifying some custom actions? I have seen in the past, for example, some custom actions. And then when I talk about a custom action, that's an UpViral kind of word. But what I'm talking about is the actions that happen, the buttons in the sharing process of people can go do something. For example, sign up to my Facebook or subscribe to my YouTube. So people would earn points for those kinds of things. But my goal here is to find out what differences there are. And we'll see in some of them that there are quite a few different differences. Different differences. Huh? What the heck was that, Mitch? Yes. And what I've also decided over the weekend is that I want to begin small. I'm going to do this on you. I want to begin small. Originally, what I was thinking about doing was trying to build the biggest, baddest, UpViral-esque kind of campaign that I could. And what I decided to do over the weekend is the same thing that I preach to all of you people about all the time, like on the Copilot Show and everywhere else, and that is start small. In order to learn how the tools work, I can't do it all at once, nor do I think you should be doing it all at once. And so what I've decided to do, let me make that comment go away, and let me go back to the screen share, see if it works. It does! What I want and what I've thought about doing is I'm going to take this campaign that I didn't do. I saw this Amazon gift card campaign many, many, many moons ago. It was probably 2 years ago. And it was a very simple campaign. You see, this is a Gleam campaign, and I did a screen grab. It says powered by Gleam down at the bottom. And whenever you see this logo, you know it's a Gleam campaign, and you also know, based on this look and feel, that it's a Gleam campaign. Now, Gleam, by the way, is very proud of this, that you can recognize a Gleam campaign even without the logos. But that also means that there's less customization than something like a campaign run in Viper or UpViral. But my point is that this is a very simple announcement. There's not a whole lot of text. I don't have to do a whole lot of convincing or selling people on the offer. It does say, hi, Deborah. Deborah's here. My good friend Deborah is here she's always on the UpViral Copilot shows. And Deborah's comment is, I don't know why. It looks like crap. No offense, Gleam people. I've talked about this before. I don't care for this, which is one of the reasons why I use other tools. But that's the way it is with Gleam. Now, I'll tell you a story since you're here, Deborah, and hi, Deborah. A long time ago, I must switch back to my face. A long time ago, I saw an interview that was done. I shouldn't say a long time ago. It was last year. I believe it was 2020. Now, I don't know how long before that the interview was, but it was an interview with one of the co-founders. In the interview, the co-founder was very proud of the fact that he and his brother, I think it was his brother, were sitting around having a few brews or whatever. That's cool, right? And they came up with this idea of Gleam. And they designed Gleam's user interface for the contestants on a napkin. And he said at the time, we're very proud of that because it's still the same look and feel. It looks almost identical to the way we designed it on the napkin. Now, as anything in the planet, you can choose to view that one way or another, right? That's very good for them. They've conquered the this is going to maybe be the wrong phrase, the drive-by market, right? The people that don't want to spend a whole lot of time thinking about what they're doing in a contest, which is, as you guys know, not my process. But what they've done is they've magically created to become the leader in the market. Rightly, wrongly, it doesn't matter. That's what it is, right? Rob's asking a very technical question. Do any of these platforms integrate with the chatbot platforms where you can get a person's data in the chatbot, but automatically goes into the campaign, particularly Untitled? That is a great question, Rob. That is not one of the questions I am planning on answering in this shootout, and I hope that doesn't make you too upset. But again, right now I am starting small. The idea here is that I'm going to start with the basics because I need to learn the basics about the different tools. Now, maybe in the next shootout, I'll be able to go into much more detail about many of the different things. But because I'm learning and because I also advise people to start small, I'm not going down the path of learning about the chatbot. I cannot possibly do every possible feature right now today because I don't know the tools intimately enough. And so what I'm doing is I'm choosing to get started by starting small, learning what each tool's quirks and eccentricities, why that word didn't come out very well, eccentricities. And then we're going to advance our knowledge as a group. One thing I wanted to say earlier was that yes, these are being recorded, and yes, they will be available as a package down the road if you're not able to tune in. I didn't say this either. I came up with this. I restarted this idea last Thursday. It was either Wednesday or Thursday. So this is not the most ultimate, in-depth, planned out thing on the planet. Yeah, I'm going to put this up because Deborah's always right on. Start with basic. What you mean you're eating your own dog food. That's right. I am, although this campaign's a little different. I'm not actually going to eat my own dog food here to some degree, but I am. Now, the phrase, if you haven't heard that before, is if you're offering a service, then maybe you should be using that service in order to grow your business and to do marketing and other stuff, right? I have been using Referral for the last 7 years, since 2015. I think it's 7 now, if you count it up right. And why I'm looking at my watch, I don't know. My watch isn't going to magically tell me how many years math-wise that is. But Referral started in 2015. I guess it's 6 years. September, I think. Actually, maybe it's the anniversary this week. I don't remember. I'd have to look that up. Anyway, 6 years I've been using Referral. And for the last 2 years, what I've been doing is building an arsenal of campaigns that do a whole lot more than just contests, which is the other side of this conversation. In that, for those of you looking at this, I didn't do a sign up for this. Although if you got my newsletter, you got to sign up. You got a request to join my newsletter, and I'm going to post that again. Why don't I do that right now? Huh, what an idea. But if you get on the newsletter list, I'm laughing because I don't know why these things take so long to appear. I've got them programmed. There it is. They should appear right when I press the button, but there's something going on where they don't work right. So if you go to newsletter.viraltrafficguy.com, you can sign up for my newsletter, and that newsletter sign-up process is an Referral campaign. So I'm using the thank you page magic concepts that I am teaching now, and I'm using them for myself. And you will see, as Deborah likes to say, eat your own dog food. Oh, dang it. Let me turn that off. Deborah says, Referral lifetime deal went live on the 5th of August, 2015. I was thinking it was September, but okay, August. So it is 6 years old. Going into year 7. All right, so the idea here is, yes, I'm eating my own dog food, and yes, I'm learning the different tools. And part of the reason for learning those different tools, just as you could imagine, is I need to be able to do more eating of dog food. People ask me, well, which tool should I use? And I say, well, I use Referral because it's my favorite, and I think it has the most features in it. But guess what? If I don't know what all the features are of the other tools, I really shouldn't be saying that all the time. I could just be locked into vision, right? Use what you know kind of thing. So with Thank You Page Magic, the idea of Thank You Page Magic very simply is that you can use any of your thank you pages, whether it's an opt-in. Mark Smith says the link is not working. It should. It was working yesterday or this morning when I tested it. But we'll check that out. It's newsletter.viraltrafficguy.com. And I'll test that. But the idea of Thank You Page Magic is that any page that is a thank you page, whether it's an opt-in, a sales page, a webinar opt-in, product launch formula opt-in, a wait list opt-in, on the thank you page, everybody recognizes what the thank you page is. Everybody knows what a thank you page is. And so that's where I am opting my branding. All right, now on the thank you page, how do you ask people for a referral, right? Which is where the magic comes in. It's growing your list through getting other people to refer business to you. And that could start very simply on your thank you page. You say, hey, by the way, if you invite 2 friends, I'll give you a bonus. And that's where the magic starts. And you don't have to have one of these tools to do that. But what if you do want to take the next step and you want to use this easiest tool to do that simple function? And that's what I'm trying to learn. Deborah says, Robert says, can you post the link again? Well, let's just go test it. So this, let me open Safari here, and I'm going to make this full screen, and I'm going to go to newsletter.viraltrafficguy.com. Now this is the thank you page. So what I'm going to do is what I'm going to do is I'm going to open an incognito app that opens an incognito window that I'm not signed up. So if I go to newsletter.viraltrafficguy.com, it takes me to, oh, all right, Mitch. So here's some embarrassment. I apologize. I was doing some testing last night and I forgot to put the page back. That's part of the problem. Apologies. So you're going to look inside my UpViral app. You see I'm currently at 261,000 leads. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the newsletter campaign. I'm going to go to edit campaign really quickly. How embarrassing that I forgot to turn this off. I'm going to go to the design template, and I was playing with trying to get something to work, so I'm going to turn the right one on and the wrong one off, and I'm going to do save. So now if I go to newsletter.viraltrafficguy.com and I refresh, you will get the right, oopsie, you will get to the right page. All right, so, and as you will see when you sign up, so this is the opt-in, right? Now I'm kind of embarrassed. Which share page do I have turned on? Oh, I have two of them. I'm doing a split test. All right. So what you would do is you'd pop in, click on try it, and you would put in your name. And I'm already signed up, so I'm going to put in planetmitch@gmail. You're going to see that I have debounce turned on to validate emails, and then I'm going to click on try it now, and there you go, ending up on the share page. All right, with the confetti. So it does work if you go to if you do the thing. So if I go post that again, it is newsletter.viraltrafficguy.com. And let me just put it in the chat. Hopefully it will get to you in all the places. Oh. All right. So hopefully that works. If not, let me know, please. And I apologize about that boo-boo. All right. So, doggies. This is what you get with live TV. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about this. If everybody's okay, everybody's off trying to sign up. Mark's question, good question. Question is, so the thank you page can be any page anywhere. Deborah says newsletter viral traffic guy works now. Thank you, Deborah. The short answer to that, Mark, is theoretically yes. You should be able to get to depending on the tool. UpViral does have a widget process, so you could implement a widget on your thank you page, but it depends, right? So if your thank you page, for example, is on ThriveCart, I use ThriveCart as my cart tool. If I use ThriveCart's thank you page, I don't have the ability, I don't think, to implement an UpViral widget or a Gleam widget or whatever on that page. So it might be a little tough depending upon the tool. So in terms of your anywhere, the answer is probably not anywhere, because it depends. You couldn't implement it on Facebook if Facebook were your thank you page, because Facebook won't let you add code to it, which is what you need to do with any of these tools to be able to get onto that page. Okay. The concept, however, is that if you have an opt-in or a purchase or a webinar opt-in or whatever, there is always a page on the thank you page. Now, some people use like ClickFunnels, and you see I've got traffic secrets up here from Russell Brunson. If you use one of those funnels, often after the very initial opt-in, you give them a one-time offer, or 2 one-time offers, or 3 one-time offers. So Mark's question, so the thank you page is the first UpViral page. The answer is no. All right, maybe. Hi, Gregory. Gregory's here. Welcome. The #1 viral expert. Thank you for that compliment. Thank you so much. Let me just quickly, by the way, it probably would help better if I simply show you this page. Now, very quickly, what we're talking about on the left-hand side, and I can't roll my mouse over this for you to see it, but on the left-hand side is the direct traffic. The opt-in page, Mark, would be the very first UpViral page, or it could be your own page with ClickFunnels with a widget, or it could be an opt-in form of some kind. But once that person puts in their name and their email and becomes a lead, the yellow box in the center, then they are taken to the thank you page. All right, so these are the terms I'm talking about. UpViral calls the thank you page the sharing page, which has been, well, they call it the sharing page. I'm going to take a quick drink, and thank you for everybody that's here and popping in and commenting and asking questions. Whoops. But the thank you page is the page that comes after the opt-in, or this could be a sale, right? The key being that you get somebody's email address, and once you have their address, they become a lead. Even if it's a purchase, they become a lead, right? They become somebody that you can then email, and the database down at the bottom is like an autoresponder database. And with many things, you send them a gift or you send them a purchase or whatever. But what we're doing is the thank you page, so that second page towards to the left. And on that thank you page, we ask people to share. Now, that could be an UpViral thing. It could be a Gleam thing. It could be a Viper thing. There are all kinds of different tools that would make this happen. And then they come in through the process at the top of being the viral loop. Okay, so if they get to so many referrals, then you send them a bonus incentive or X number of points or referrals or whatever. So that's the basic process. Okay, does that help, Mark? Gregory asks a question. Have you had success emailing your leads additional sharing opportunities? Short answer is hell yes. Mark says, yes, that helped. All right. So let's go back to the process itself, right? So I'm going to share my desktop again. Slowly, apparently, sharing my desktop again. Come on, you can do it. I don't know why that takes so long. I'm going to debug that someday. What if I just switch? Oh, there it is. Finally. All right, so one of the things that I am talking about here in this particular campaign, if I go over here to preview, is using, I need OBS. Yeah, I'm kind of using something similar to OBS. I'm using Ecamm. But the problem isn't Ecamm. The problem is the Stream Deck that I'm using to push the buttons and to make actions happen. I don't know why it's taking a while. But if I were running this campaign to build my list, right? We talked about me building my list, eating my own dog food that Deborah said a few minutes ago. then what I would be doing would be putting up an offer like the newsletter where I would give people training or some kind of a gift or something that had to do with learning about thank you page magic, how to do thank you pages and incentivize people to refer others. Now, one thing I want to mention, by the way, I'm afraid to do this. I'll just do it manually is what I'll do. I'll go back to, no, well, actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stay there. I want to say this really quickly because I know some of you are new to what I'm talking about. The t-shirt that I have on and the plaque that is in the background, I earned 250,000 leads with UpVirals, 260 something now. Now, just as a point of reference, this stadium in Texas holds 100,000 people. Okay, so 250,000 is 2.5 stadiums, right? So that's a lot of people. Putting it in perspective by looking at real people kind of gives you an idea. That's a whole lot of people that I have put on my clients' email addresses, right, on their database. 250,000 is a lot. But the key to this whole process is that of those 250,000, 113,837 at the time I took this screen grab were referred people. Those were people, if I go back to this one, if I go back to this page, and now you can't see it because it's behind all the others. So let me turn those off. I apologize. Turn those off. It didn't turn off all of them. Dang it. That one's on. There they go. Oh, it's just slow again. But if you go, what I'm talking about on that green referral thing at the top of the page, those are referred people. So when I was talking about, not that one, when I'm talking about these 113,000 people, see now it's slow again. When I'm talking about those 113,000 people, I am talking about a 43% referral rate. That is 43% free leads to the people that I was running those campaigns for. 43%. Now, if you can imagine, and that's an average, right? Some were better, some were much worse. If you can imagine running a campaign, taking your existing opt-in, where you give them a lead magnet, for example, imagine getting 10% more leads for every person that signs up. You'd go, heck yes. You would say, heck, I want that, right? Now, the key about all of that is that it has to be the right offer. And in this case, what I'm going to do is offer the wrong offer for my business. But I'm, again, just starting simply. I want to test these tools right now. I don't care what the offer is because I'm not building the list specifically for my business. This is quick, easy, something that I can test and run in a short period of time. Now, going back to this campaign that you see, by the way, Gleam shows you the total number of quote-unquote entries at the top of the page. When I took this screen grab, there were 6 days left. Now, you notice down here on this first row that says refer friends for extra entries. It says 100,000. So a lot of people take this and they try to calculate this as total leads, right? So this campaign did not bring in 77 million people. No, 7,793,000 people. you have to take these numbers down here and try to come up with an average. And let's suppose that, you know, the average person earns 100,000 points. Let's see if I take that. Let's see, 100,000 would be here and here. That would be 779 leads, right? I don't know. So I figured there may be 7,000, 8,000 leads, right? Gregory says, Gleam drove me crazy initially with the total entry number. Yes. A lot of people try to use that when they're looking at it to calculate how, you know, you're looking at it as a marketer and go, well, how well did that campaign do for that business? And you're trying to figure that out, and it's hard. But I have seen so many people say, look at that, they got it. And I've had clients do this, by the way. I had a client tell me that they ran their own Gleam campaign and got 100,000 emails. And I could guarantee you that they didn't get 100,000. They had 100,000 total entries on their thing, but he didn't have 100,000 leads. Anyway, we're not here to really pick this apart. But the idea here, again, is that I can create a similar campaign as this one and test out all the different tools. It is not all the bells and whistles. It is not giving away incentives. It's not giving milestones, as UpViral call it. But not UpViral. Viper calls them milestones, for example. We'll go through all that. Gregory says, yes, a lot of people brag about Gleam entries. That's for sure. But I've now given you the clue in that that's not emails. All right, so this is the campaign I am planning on building. A similar campaign to that. And yes, I recognize that it is the wrong offer for my particular market. And I will be flagging those people who join the campaign in my autoresponder, which is part of the test I want to do, is to make sure that each one of the tools lets me send the leads directly into my autoresponder, as opposed to me having to do it later. And that's my plan, is to get them off my list, or at least have them segmented such that I'm not going to send them some of my other offers in the long run. But I also have, at some point, let me go back to my browser and let me go over to viraltrafficguy.com. If I could type and talk, vtg.s. And on my current viraltrafficguy.com, I have a page that I have been teasing and toying with the idea of having a contest page where you could potentially, people that are running campaigns could come here and post them and have people sign up. And if I had my own list of people that are just randomly interested in giveaways or contests, then I could drive traffic and blah, 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 right? So that's long-term. One of the things that I have toyed with doing is having my own contest page. Going back to that graphic, that campaign that I stole, why did it not go over to preview? There it is. This campaign, by the way, was for a company called Freebie Depot. And I am still on their list, I think. And this was a perfect campaign offer for them, because this was finding them people that were eager to win a gift card. Now, if you make an estimate on it, let's just say that this equated to 10,000 email addresses, then this worked for them, because it got 10,000 people on their email list where they're offering freebies and other contests and stuff. So the offer was a very good offer for their particular niche. Now, Deborah made this comment, which I agree with. A user looking at that graphic makes me think that it's a scam, and the total entries makes me think the odds of winning are worse than lottery odds. And that's one of the reasons why I don't display total entries, if I could, in my UpViral campaigns. Now, UpViral doesn't even offer that, but we are going to look for that in the other tools as well. For some reason, Gleam loves to show that, and I believe it's on by default. I think you have to actually opt to turn it off. But there are pluses and minuses in that, Deborah, because that's a social proof kind of number, right? If it's a large number, many people will go, oh, look, this is working. This is something I want to be in because there's a lot of people in it, blah, 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 right? If you had a contest that said there are 5 people entered, now that may also be a great social incentive, because you might think, well, there's nobody else I'm competing with. My odds of winning are very high. So there are pluses and minuses to those numbers. I mean, some people might look at it and go, 5 entries, this isn't worth entering. Nobody cares about it, right? So there are pluses and minuses to those numbers, and I don't know what's the right answer yet. May never know that answer, and the answer may be it depends, right? My famous "it depends" answer. And these were what I was telling you earlier. If you're not aware, these are what UpViral calls custom actions. Gregory, bless your heart. Let me know. Happy Mitch. Gregory says, for the record, Mitch, I'd love to work with you in the future. I will send you a private message. Yes, thank you. Absolutely. Prepare to get your wallet out. All right. Signing up for the newsletter is the first step. How's that for marketing? Now, these things, I'm not necessarily going to clone all of these, and I may choose to do different ones. I have set up some preliminary ones. Here's the tools again. I am going to track each campaign. I use a tool called Go Squared for live traffic. You could use Google. It's not required by people, but I like to see the traffic coming in and see if there are people hitting my pages or not. I'm just kind of fluky about that. And I'm also going to use a tool called Funnelytics, and we'll show you all of those things in a couple of days, because Funnelytics can show you where traffic is coming in the front end that you may not be aware of. There could be direct traffic coming into your campaign as opposed to the referred traffic that comes through the top. Hello, Traders PC. And so I'm going to use those tools to keep track of stuff, and those will be down the road. I'm going to build those not today. Mitch, we haven't even gotten to building anything today. Did I tell you when we started this that it could be a long, long day? No, we're not going to spend all day.
Huh?
Here's the one.
Danger, danger.
That's absolutely right. I'm dangerous. So here's the actions that I was thinking about. Obviously, the first one, that the Gleam campaign that I'm kind of emulating. This is interesting, and I wish I could go back and click this because I don't know how they implemented it, but we're going to try to figure it out. The thing about it is that many people struggle in their campaigns to identify how many points referrals are. And the thing that I like about this, that I had actually never really thought about, I typically put that inside the body text, but maybe people don't read it. Maybe people skip down to the buttons because they want to earn points right away because they're used to entering contests. And having a button right at the top that shows them that they get 100,000 points for referring people, bam, that sets the expectation in their heads. And so I really like this. And I've looked at this thing so many times that I don't know that ever really sunk in until I was looking at this morning before we started. And I'm kind of like, that's freaking cool. So they have Mother's Day freebies, birthday freebies, blah, blah, blah. So they're trying to get you to get those things, right? They also have this thing, thanks for entering free entries. And I don't know what's behind that anymore because this campaign's not live. But the Refer Friends is what I'm talking about. Obviously, that is exactly what Thank You Page Magic is all about. But why not clue that in right there on your top of your buttons? I don't know why that didn't hit my head for years. See, and I'm always learning. Always learning. Now, the other thing that I've taken away from somebody like Ken Moo, for example, who runs contests all the time. I don't know if you people know him. He and I'm sorry, his name's not coming to me right off the bat. I want to say Alejandro, but I'm not sure that's right. Anyway, a couple of people have taught me that they are creating an actual page that explains more detail as opposed to it being on the page, on the thank you page where all the buttons are. They're actually incentivizing people to go to another page and read more. Whether or not they do it, that's a whole other story. They have on that this freebie depot page, they had this one that was the free entries I just mentioned. I might try to do something like that. Follow Mitch on Twitter, follow Mitch Traffic Guy on Twitter, etc. Sign up for the newsletter, subscribe to my YouTube channel. And this is the one that I am thinking that I have seen either Gleam or some of the other tools have the ability to actually verify that the action was taken. And so that's one of my learnings, special interests that I have. And then there are other things, obviously, Facebook and Twitter and all that kind of stuff. And then I also potentially want to send people, even though this is not the right offer for me, to places like my shop where people can buy things from me. And so this is the plan of action for my actions that I'm working with in terms of building these campaigns. So let me know if you guys have any questions. I'm going to take this as a question spot. Sorry, I needed to make that go away. Let me know if you have any questions, any thoughts, any concerns, anything else that you are curious about. I'm going to do one of two things, because my next plan is to dive into actually building this campaign in Untitled. And I do have some problems. This is a personal issue. I do have some problems with my feet. I am doing a standing sitting desk, and currently I am standing. And what I'm going to do is sit down, because my feet are starting to be a problem. And hopefully you'll give me that. So anybody have any questions before I dive in to building a campaign in Untitled? Anybody? Watch me squinch as I lower the heavy desk, because I have multiple monitors on this desk. I have 3 monitors on this desk, plus including my iMac. Nobody has any questions. Is anybody still there? Yes, there are people still here. Bless your hearts. Excited? Off doing something else? Disappointed? Why is that not switching back to... It says it's on the right thing. I don't know. That is so weird. Let me just turn that off manually. Deborah, you're funny. All right. Deborah says, looking forward to you making the sausage. Okay, now, I told you this was going to be a simple campaign. Traders BC says, digesting info. I can appreciate that. There's a lot going on here, and there's a lot to learn as we go through this process. There's a lot. It's actually a lot. And that's why it's going to take multiple days. I'm not going to be able to do this all on one day. And as I mentioned, this is going to take multiple days. Traders BC says, and hello to your puppet. Actually, well, you may be thinking of my bear that's up there, but there's also Astro, who is my faithful pet dog. Don't have to feed him, don't have to clean up after him. And was always on my microphone. And he has been with me for 30 something years. But I know you don't care. I have a microphone and the way I have my monitor set up for whatever, it's hard to get my microphone in the place that I really want it so you can see Astro, because he's a good dog. Why do I call him Astro? After the Jetsons dog, but also I'll move the camera a little bit that way. But also, I have gone for years with the nickname Planet Mitch, and so Astro goes along with the astronomy theme there. Hi, Dan Clark. Glad to see you, Dan. Traders BC said, hi, Astro. He's always hanging out. Darmood said, I'm painting along in the studio, but I'm listening. I didn't know you painted. Maybe I should know that. Traders BC said, love the Jetsons. All right, so let's get started inside of Untitled. Are you guys ready? Are you really, really ready? Now, just so you know, and I am not doing a major plug right now at this point, but I will at some point. Obviously, if you don't know Untitled and you want to buy Untitled, if you go to buyuntitled.com, and I'm going to click this button and see if I can get my screen to share. Look, it worked really fast. If you go to buyuntitled.com and you want to use my affiliate link, you can go there, or you can learn more about me and my fancy plaque that's in the background. And some bonuses, as well as some testimonials. You can get all of those things right here. Also, the other thing that I am beginning to offer is my viral traffic campaigns. And if you go to upviralshop.com, and I don't have a fancy little thing to post yet, but these are where you can get some fancy templates. Untitled now has the ability to copy templates between accounts, to copy entire campaigns. And I have a starter kit over here. I have a Safari campaign. I have the campaign that was based on Fujifilm that I ran for them 3 times, bringing in over 25,000 leads. And these have been upgraded to the new templates, by the way. Max Rhymes, I have yet to update this template, so that's still coming soon. Thank you, Deborah, for the link. There's a challenge process that I have, a lead magnet process. There's the newsletter campaign that you guys have just signed up for if you want to copy that or clone that into your campaigns, into your accounts. Oh, Darmood says, see, I've forgotten and I apologize. You kindly reviewed my Baby Steps campaign on the Copilot show on the 4th of August. The prize was my 20-year-old set of prints. And I remember ripping you to shreds, as I typically do. So I remember now. Thank you for that. And thank you for sticking with me, even though I ripped you to shreds. So there is my Movers Mastermind. As we're scrolling through here, there's a whole bunch of other stuff. By the way, if I'm going to talk about these free templates, there are 30 templates that you can get. If I click this, you can go over to, guess what? An UpViral campaign. And this UpViral campaign, you can get 5 free Canva templates with the option to upgrade to a full 30 for a small price. Or, guess what? If you refer a couple of people to me, you will get them for free. And this is exactly what I mean by a thank you page magic kind of campaign. And I'm not going to walk through the whole thing. But there's also down at the very bottom something that is broken. I just discovered this morning that this is broken, so don't click this. Darmood says, bless your heart. For said ripping, I will be forever grateful. Now, so what he's also talking about is tomorrow I'm going to be ripping another campaign apart that is the Copilot show is review day tomorrow. So show up tomorrow if you want to see that. This actually goes somewhere, but it's not the right campaign. So please don't try to steal this one. This is something that was from Danny, and it was just a test campaign. So I have to fix that. So I apologize. Now, what I thought about doing was to use one of these templates as a demo. And the more I thought about it over the weekend, the more I thought that's quite not fair, because I think that there's some special stuff included in some of these. And so what I decided to do this morning when I was thinking about it yet again was that I decided to use one of UpViral's new templates, because that's what I'm going to do inside of Gleam and or Viper and or the other tools, is to use their templates. So I didn't think it was fair for me to start with one of my templates. And so what I'm going to do is one of UpViral's templates. So this is how, if you were going to start from scratch and you don't have one of my campaign templates, you would go use one of theirs. You need to create campaign. Now, for those of you who know me, I don't shy away from hiding things from people. You can see everything in my account right here. My newsletter sign up, which I have not promoted very hard. For example, where'd it go? I scrolled too far. I'm currently at 64 leads. It was at 63 this morning, so one of you signed up. Thank you very much. So you can see what I'm doing, and I don't hide things from people. Happy to share my knowledge. And by the way, my movers and my movers mastermind get access to all kinds of stuff. That's amazing, if I say so myself. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start from scratch. Now, what I had been hoping to do over the weekend and just did not manage to do it because I got distracted by other stuff, and you know how that goes. I was going to write some text and behind the scenes stuff, but I didn't. The only thing I did this morning was I used, I'll just go ahead and show you that right now. I went into my Canva templates. So these are a couple of my Canva templates, like in the 30 that you get when you purchase my Canva templates. And I'll just scroll through. You can. So this is my working document. So I'm actually using some of the paid ones Like this one I'm doing was not part of the template itself, but this is one of my Movers Mastermind students, and we were building this for her directly inside of my template. So we had some of these. So this is something that we were testing for her. This was the original. So I took this one. This is in the Canva templates, and we made it be this one. We didn't finish this because that's not her picture. And then we also tweaked it to be this one. So, and then we tweaked it and it became this one. So I'm showing you those just to show you that these are just starting points. So anyway, there's a whole bunch of different templates in here. And this morning, what I decided to do was to quickly come in and create now these are the social sharing messages that are going to go out. And we'll get into some details, but I wanted to just show you that I took this Valentine's giveaway one, and I made it be this Amazon gift card giveaway. I changed that font because it just wasn't working for me. And this is obviously a Valentine's thing, and so I decided to replace the box with the gift card. So I just went out on Amazon and grabbed, I'm sorry, Hulu. I went out on Google and I grabbed an Amazon gift card PNG. I didn't like it because it actually has a white border to it, but I just grabbed it and I used it. And the flowers are still there, which don't mean anything, but it's a pretty one. And then this is the other one that I was going to use. And I destroyed the original. I didn't clone it first. But anyway, so I need to download those, right, before I get started. And I need page 36 and 37. So I don't want all pages. I want 36 through 37. And I'm going to do done. And I'm going to do download. So I'm going to have those on my hard drive. Ian asked a question, is it possible to put together a campaign for a competition to join my course with UpViral's new templates if I have all the content in a couple of hours? Absolutely. Absolutely, you can do that. It also depends upon how quickly you manage to get through UpViral's stuff. You should be able to get through those. Yes, I'll just say yes. All right, so I've done the Canva download. So let's go back to UpViral. So I'm in Create Campaign, and I'm going to use their templates because that's what you would do. Or you'd come buy one of mine. Yes, please. Support my family, please. All right, so which one am I going to use? I want to run a sweepstake. And this is a contest. Create a buzz, tempting grand prize. I don't know which one of these because these are sweepstakes. This is Grow Social Media. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do preview, which is this button. Tells me what they are in brief, but I want to see the preview. Located in an area, free VIP. Yes, I want to win the prize. They show you the thank you page or the sharing page. Not overly thrilled with that one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and I'm going to close this and I want to look at this one. Now, actually, somebody asked me the other day about the different templates, and I said, frankly, I've never used their new templates. They're brand new. I have not spent the time to go in and use them, so this is another reason for me to test this out. I'm laughing because Rob just asked the question, same question. Now, I do want to go back to this preview. So this Gleam, by the way, this is after I've already logged in, right? So in terms of Gleam, just to set this in your mind, there's only one page. There aren't two pages. There aren't two logical pages. Let me rephrase that. There's one page that has two different views. One is the pre-login. The other is the, pre-opt-in, or the opt-in version. And then there's the share version, and that's this. And actually, this is before I've logged in, because it says log in with one of these. So they don't have two different wildly looking different looks and feels, is what I'm trying to make you understand. With UpViral, right, there are two pages. There's the opt-in page. They call it the opt-in page. That's where you put in your name and your email. And then there's the sharing page. And they look very different. And so that's the second sweepstakes one, and I want to see the third one, then I'm going to answer Rob's question. I'm going to do show preview. What a 7-day holiday in the Maldives. See our previous winners. And I want to see the share page. Invite your friends. This has the most points. It has a leaderboard to it. So either one of those two, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the second one is what I'm just going to try it out. Rob's question was, any suggestion on which template you would use to create basically a rewards program for an existing company? I want to use it to reward members for sharing. So in this case, Rob, what I would probably use is this one that's called Milestone. Their intention of this campaign is to reward people for growth. Let your audience invite their friends to unlock rewards. So this is the one that they have set up that's most like what you're doing. I'd like to have this on my templates. This is something special they've added for their own stuff. This is not part of the template that they give you. All right, but that's probably where I would start, Rob. Or you could come buy one of mine. Ian's question. Are there only 6 templates? I'm on UpViral. These are complete campaign templates. Inside of these templates, there are all of the features are set up for you. There's the points, there's the incentives, there's the landing pages, there's the social sharing, there's the emails that go out. There are templates that we will see for the landing pages that are different than all of these. There are templates for the sharing pages that are different than all of these. These are completely built campaigns for you, which is why I'm going to use them. Okay, so there's 2 kinds of templates. These are campaign templates with all the bells and whistles, and then there's just templates for the page. Does that make sense? So if you don't want any of these, if you just do create a custom campaign, it has nothing in it, right? So if I do this, there is no show preview. They just take you right in. See, I think that's a mistake because they just created it with me. And all the other buttons, see, I never noticed that. All of the other buttons took me to more information. Kind of not what I was after. So you see that there's nothing in here, right? And this, I'll just show you if we're doing landing pages. here are the other templates for, it's 10:15 already. And this, for some reason, takes forever to load right now. So you can choose from these other templates, but these are individual page templates. This is not the entire campaign. Okay, does that make sense, Ian? Because you also said, sorry, I am on the wrong page. I clicked campaign, right? So there's campaigns and there's just individual page templates. Are you with me? Do I need to say that again differently? Let me know. All right, I'm going to close out of this because I don't want their custom campaign. I want to use one of their campaign level templates. See, and this was, I need to just throw that in the trash. So I'm going to do create campaign. And what I'm going to try to do is go through this quickly because I don't want to take forever. And then on Wednesday, just so you have some expectations, on Wednesday, I'm going to dive into building the same campaign in Gleam. So Ian, let me know if you don't understand, please let me know if I did not explain it right. So what I decided was I was going to just use this campaign template. Maybe template's the wrong phrase because we're using it in the same word for two different things. This is an entire campaign model. And this is where it can be confusing. I understand the confusion. An ideal template for a competition leading to a course would be boosted engagement or product release. Probably not, but let's also remember that you're going to customize everything. All right, so what you just said was product release. That's kind of, I mean, let's just look at it. Show the preview. Would you like to earn a living with rental properties? The real estate game mastermind is opening its doors on blah, blah, blah. It could be a course. You could use this if it's coming soon. Now, don't get locked into the content here. Do not get locked into the content. This is just a rough draft. I could change all of these words and make this a course. I could not let it be a wait list kind of thing. There's all kinds of different ways. This is just a really rough draft, right? You don't have to use it exactly like they show you. Of course, you're going to replace all this content with your own content. They're just giving you a rough draft to start with. Okay? Now, I won't complain. You said boost engagement or product release. The struggle with any of these, and for me as well with my referralshop.com, is that it's hard to try to give you enough information for you to make a total decision. These things are just really rough outlines. You're going to modify them for your own needs. Okay? Does that help at all? If you're wanting to do a contest or a competition, I'm assuming competition means contest, people trying to earn just one or two people that are going to get something. Ian says, It's customizable, but the complete campaign from sales page to emails are included. Yes, the complete campaign. Now, be careful with your wording here. Sales page, in this case, is just an opt-in. This is not sales page as in, it could be, it very well could be, but these are, Upviral and Gleam and everything else are designed to be lead generation. They're not designed to be sales pages. They're not designed in concept to sell a product. The idea here is to get people on your list and you will sell them later. Right? So Deborah's comment. So campaign templates are skeleton elements on which we can customize to build our own campaigns, but with the hard work done. Yes, exactly. There are some nuances, some differences between the campaigns, like whether or not they have incentives or whether or not they have lots of custom actions. And it's kind of hard to see from the description. And I have the same problem over on my Upviral shop, explaining which one you should pick for which scenario. It's kind of challenging because each one is so customizable. That's the joy or the hatred of Upviral. Realistically, they are so customizable, it's hard to know where to start. But they're trying to give you a starting place here to start from. Now, the same thing is true when you get to Gleam, for example. If I can quickly go over here and get out of the, I'm just going to go to Gleam. I have a free account, right, that I have set up. What they're doing on the very beginning is to give you templates. And they tell you, like, instant entry, run simple campaigns where users sign in with their email address to enter. Right? This is, Upviral is attempting to do the same thing as Gleam in terms of giving you predefined campaign types. So if I preview, for example, grow your mailing list, I'm going to click preview, and this is what Gleam's very basic setup looks like. There's an image. There's all the custom actions. Upviral's giving you a whole bunch more customization than just this. Okay? Hopefully that answers the questions. Rob's question. Is there a way for a person who just became a client doesn't have to re-input their name and email to share through Upviral after they already filled out the information to be a customer? The short answer is yes. The longer answer is that's the one-click sign-up feature that Upviral has that I don't believe any of the others have, and I don't have time to go into that answer. Rob, I love you, but you keep asking these really advanced questions. Don't stop asking questions, but also don't get mad at me for not answering them because I'm trying to be basic here, and you're asking way down the road questions. I don't stop asking questions, but just recognize that they are way beyond where I'm trying to be right now. Ian said, essentially, I am offering a course and will award a scholarship to the person with the highest number of points from custom actions. Okay? So you're doing a leaderboard thing. You may or may not want the leaderboard showing. All of those are available. And that's another interesting point because I don't believe Gleam shows you a leaderboard, for example. I'll be using a separate sales page and separately Upviral. Okay, I just want you to understand Upviral is for lead generation, not for sales. Upviral is the front part of the process, right? Lead gen comes before sales. lead gen happens before you start sales. Now, you can drive people to a sales page, but what we're trying to do with UpViral primarily is to get them to opt into your list, and then from the list, we're going to send them to the sales page. You're going to nurture them. You're going to send them offer after offer. You're going to send them education. You're going to do all kinds of stuff with your list. But UpViral is the front part of the process. The front part of your business, like trying to get people to show up on your doorstep if you're a brick and mortar. You got to get people to the door before you can sell them. That's what UpViral is designed for. UpViral is not a sales page. You can use it as a sales page, don't get me wrong, but the goal here is lead gen. Okay, everybody with me? I'm taking another quick drink. This is too much information, but I'm trying not to drink too much because I don't want to have to go to the bathroom. I don't want. I want to get through this before we, because we're already at an hour and a half. Can I drag and drop a video or audio onto a template? They don't do. They have a drag and drop thing. It's slightly different than that you click it and you load it. You can't drag and drop it onto a template, but it's good enough. Okay, and we can kind of sort of look at that. And you're way ahead of me. All right, so let me take this template, and I'm going to use this template. We're just going to start and get started. Oh. All right. So they have given us a campaign, and it is in draft mode. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to edit the title. They used their own title, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to do contest shootout, because that's what I've been calling the thing. And I'm just going to call it the first one because I know I'm going to build another one later on in life. All right, so click there, save that. All right, now I'm not going to do a complete masterful training on all this, but they have in this campaign created an incentive. Martin the Owl, The Last Midnight Hoot, author Perry Jones ebook, 50 points to unlock. Now, in my campaign draft, basically, let me just go over here. I'm trying to do this. Now, Gleam, to my knowledge, does not offer something called incentives. I could be wrong, but I did not put any incentives on here. An incentive being, or a reward as UpViral used to call it, or when we get to Viper on Wednesday, we'll see that they call it milestones. When somebody gets to a certain number of points, then they get the thing. It's a freebie that everybody could get based on points. And we're going to go into some detail about that. In this case, they get Marlin the Owl, can't read, The Last Midnight Hoot ebook for 50 points. Now, my campaign, my initial campaign, I'm not doing incentives. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do edit, and I'm going to delete it. Because I don't want it, because I'm not offering an incentive in this campaign. Now, I am going to offer a grand prize. UpViral and I have been fighting about this box. For those of you who have seen me talk about this, basically the only thing I want on here is a date. And I'm going to close this on the 30th of September at 12 noon. And this clock is based on my clock in my account, which is Central Time. This title doesn't mean anything because nobody ever sees this title. And I'm going to clarify that. Nobody sees this title. I have lots of discussions about that with UpViral. Just so you know, I am going to do it manually because I don't want UpViral to do anything with it, so I want to make sure that's set to manual. For those of you who are in my Movers Mastermind, we talk about this whole thing a lot, but I don't have time to go through that right now. So these are the actions. Now, the other thing to notice is that UpViral doesn't drop you straight into the design template. A lot of people mentally think the first thing I want to do is design the look and feel of the page. But what they're trying to do is to try to get you to force to think about what are the goals of the campaign, what are the offers going to be, and how am I going to get people to earn points. Now you'll see in this campaign by default, they show 10 points for a sign up and 0 for referral. I think this is incorrect. I want to be able to give people 100 points for referral because this is the most important thing in the campaign. I don't know why this one was set to 0. Hopefully that's a mistake, but it is what it is. But people theoretically need to understand this. Not theoretically, they need to understand this. And I'm going to put 10 points in each one of these because I want to give them a few points for doing the social sharing stuff. Oops, I keep putting 100. Okay, questions? Anybody? I'm going to click save. Now they have pre-built. How do you change the order of the actions? We're going to get to that on the design page. Right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave these alone. I'll edit this one just to show you, but I'm not going to spend all of the time to build all of these actions that I have down here. I think you'll get the idea how to do it. But it says, like our Facebook page, you could use these buttons to click through to build it. You need to have a page name down here, so I'm going to use my page name. And how many points does that action give you? You could put instructions. If you go to the second page, then the question, every custom action has a verification, and that verification is a question. And I would love to spend 15 minutes talking about this, but right now this is the way it works, and we're just going to try to get through it. I don't want to do a complete training on how to do something in UpViral, but you have to have a question that the user answers in this process. I'm just going to leave it like that for right now, and I will come back and change it. And then I'm going to go to the last page, which is the color and the icon, and so that's what this looks like. I'm going to say update, and I'm going to just leave it like that. And I'll come back, like I said, and I'll fix these other ones later. You don't need to see all of that boring stuff. So let's jump through to the design template because I know this is where you want to go. Lead capture page. They have pre-built these lead and share pages. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to edit these. And then we're going to go over to the social appearance. And the social appearance, just to give you a clue, is where I'm going to put my Canva things. So I'm going to jump ahead a little bit. I'm going to do the Canva thing because I think it makes sense if you understand. Why am I not logged in? Viral traffic guy is my login. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly navigate to all of my designs. This is the one that I just edited, and I'm going to scroll quickly through to the page that I built. I'm pretty sure this is the new one. There it is. So this preview isn't correct, but that's That's not, don't, all right, we'll just use that. Doesn't matter. For right now, we'll just do that. I thought I'm logged into my paid account, so let me just try this. Why am I not getting... Something's not right with Canva here. All right, we're gonna skip that process because I also know that I downloaded it, but you guys get the idea on how to make that happen. So I'm gonna go to my downloads. Unfortunately, that zip file didn't get unzipped. When you do a download, I wish Canva wouldn't try to zip these things. I don't care. They probably do it for speed. All right, so what I want is to upload. By the way, this 600 by 314 is wrong. You should be doing 1280 by, I'm sorry, 1200 by 628. So I want this one. All right. Is this guy the right image? I doubt it, but you guys can float with me. And so when I talked about changing things, right, I have to change this title down here and the description. When a $50 Amazon gift card, and you ignore their warning message because it's just bogus. I'm going to leave that for right now. You guys get the idea that I'm going to do that for the Twitter one and for the email. I'm going to do all of those things. You guys don't need to see all that work. So I'm going to go back to the design template, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to edit the opt-in page. And again, I'm trying to make this simple. I don't want this to be incredibly fancy for all kinds of things. So Ian's question earlier about dragging and dropping, I can't just drag a video on here and drop it, but I could go click one of these and I can drag it onto the template and put a video here, right? And then when you select it over here, you type in the video URL for YouTube or Vimeo or whatever. So that's how you work with the editor, really simply, but it is drag or drop, sort of. So I'm going to delete that element. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this image right here, and I'm going to replace it with the one that's on the social sharing, just because. Obviously, I'm going to change some of this stuff, but I'm going to quickly call this, I'm just going to do select all, Mitch the viral traffic guy. Obviously, you guys know how editors work. When oops. All right, so I don't want it, oops. I don't want this character underlined. Sometimes I get frustrated with things. Things don't always work editor-wise the way I want. When an Amazon gift card see, this is why Mitch should have done a whole bunch of work ahead of time, right? But you guys get the point. $50. I'm going to put this on its own line. Amazon gift card. Blah, blah, blah. Now, I don't really want this section down here because I'm going to make it simple. So I'm going to delete that entire block. And what I'm going to do is spend a few minutes later, edit this whole thing. Right? You with me? Because you guys don't need to see every bit of this editor. Still getting to your question, Rob. Don't panic. Don't run away screaming. But there's our page. I'm going to exit the editor. And we're going to look at edit the social sharing page. Deborah has a good comment. Deborah says that's actually a really good image because the yellow background is kind of the Amazon buy button yellow. And there's a good subconscious association for the prize. It's an Amazon gift card. Thank you. I kind of like the image. And again, it's part of my Canva templates for social sharing. If you want to go grab those, they're not too expensive, or you can win them or earn them. And so Rob's question earlier was, and I'm going to not make all the time that you guys don't need to sit here and watch me do this, but these are the social sharing buttons. Thank you, Deborah. These are the social sharing buttons. Now, you see that there's only 4 here. These are currently the custom actions. Like our Facebook page, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram. You see over here that what they have done is changed or turned off the share on Facebook, share on Twitter, the ones that I gave points to. And so I can turn those back on. By the way, there's also a training course that you can buy from me on all of the details about this editor and how to make it really sing. Plug, plug, nudge, nudge. So you can turn all of these on and off. So there's Rob's question, how do you change the order of the actions? You see these little hamburger kind of menu things? You can drag these around. So let's say I want the share on email to be first. And WhatsApp to be first. Come on, drag. I don't know why it's not dragging. There it goes. Had to actually rebuild the page. Where's Messenger? Where'd my Messenger go? Why is Messenger not showing up? Am I blind? Messenger should be there. Ian says good plug. Where's Messenger? I don't see Messenger in this list. Am I just flat out blind? Do you guys see it? Now, one of the other clues, by the way, if you want to, you can split these up. So I can actually drag another instance of the buttons on. And this is a new feature inside the new UpViral editor. There's Messenger in this one. It's not in this one. I'm really confused why it's not there. So over in this one, I could theoretically turn off the custom actions that we have built. And it does take a little bit of time. You see I'm clicking there and then it's finally taking action. Apparently I didn't click that one well enough. And so you can technically have 2 separate sections of buttons, or 3, or 4, or 10 if you want to. It is a little bit of a pain to turn them all on and off the way you want. And I'll just give you a clue. You do not want to use this clone feature. Don't use the clone feature. I'm not going to try to spend a lot of time talking about it. But for the buttons, do not use the clone feature. Drag them on from the side. Just trust me on that one. So anyway, I will take the time to build this page properly for this campaign. I know you don't want to sit here and watch me edit the page. I think you get the idea on how that works. But I am going to do save. There it goes. All right, so pretend we have those 2 pages built. And so if you jump over to the email notifications, you will see that there are emails that they have written for this campaign. You have successfully signed up for the Ohio Book Club contest. Obviously, I need to change the words inside these emails in order to make it be appropriate for the $50 Amazon gift card. They currently do not have this turned on because they were not offering points for referrals. I would turn this on and I would edit this. So this is one of the default UpViral emails. I am not going to do double opt-in, and I would possibly send email on fraud. I don't have any incentives, and they turned this on by default, which I think is inappropriate. I don't want that turned on, so I turn it off. But you, again, need to go through all of these custom functions and customize this for your campaign. Now, this is definitely something that I want to test and set up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect. I already have my active campaign set up, which is my tool for my autoresponder. I am going to send people into this old contest list, and I'm going to tag them. And the tag is going to be, I'm going to make this up on the fly, contest shootout subscriber. And I'm going to copy that because I want to use it in the other tools. All right. I guess I have, I'm something's weird there. All right. Now, one of the functions of UpViral is also to send their invite link. So on the social sharing page, which I did not check, let me go back. I'm going to open this in I'm not going to open this in a separate window. I'm going to go back into here. Huh. They do not have on this particular template. Huh. I'll be darned. They do not have the URL. So I need to grab this section, and I'm just going to put it right here for now. So everybody that signs up to a campaign gets their own unique URL, right? They did not include this on the page. I'm going to include it on the page because I know that people will do this, and this is one of the most popular ways of sharing a campaign is by just copying this, which is why I'm kind of surprised they don't have it on this particular campaign template. All right, now I'm not going to do a save. You guys get the idea. It's too long to do a save. I'm just going to exit. I will put that on the page. But my point being, when we're over here in the autoresponder section, this is in the autoresponder section. Something wonky is going on here. I'm going to hit refresh. Look at that. We've got the design and the autoresponder on the same page. Yikes. Rob says, isn't that the share link white labeled to our domain? If you set up a custom domain, which I will be doing, I think, I haven't really thought about that option. It is one of the features that UpViral has that I don't believe Gleam and other tools do. So what I can do is save this personal invite link, which is that thing I just added to the sharing page, and I can save it. So if Betty Lou signs up to my campaign, I can, in my autoresponder over an active campaign, I can send an email to her that says, hey, here is your referral link, and this is unique to you. Copy it and share it with people. Rob's question of, isn't that the share link white labeled to our domain, can be. The answer is yes, it can be with the UpViral custom domain feature. And I would set that down here in the advanced section. Now, I don't know if I saved that. Did I save that autoresponder setup? It's still here, but I'm going to click save anyway because that makes me nervous. In the advanced section, if I go to general setup, if I go to the tracking codes, under this referral tracking domain, that's what you're talking about, Rob, with your question about the white labeled to our domain. What I would do, I don't have it set up right now, but I could pick one of my other ones, would be the custom domain, and I could set that. I don't want to set it right now because I have something else going to that campaign, to that custom campaign ID. I'm trying to wrap this up, but yes, you can do that. Right now, it is currently set to the UpViral links. For whatever reason, they do not include terms and conditions. I wish they would, but they don't want to get locked into that legally. If you want to geo-target your campaign, you can do that here. We will be looking for that in the other tools as well. The general setup, what I want to do is redirect I want to set these two things. I want to turn the powered by UpViral off because that's not my referral link. I'm going to turn on automatically deactivate fraudulent leads for now, and I'm going to do save because we're going to talk about that potentially with the other campaigns, the other tools. And theoretically, with basics, this campaign's ready to run. So if I click preview, it says this campaign is not currently running, which drives me bonkers. But I'm going to just do launch campaign. So Ian has a question, which I apparently have to say okay. Looking through the complete template previews, after choosing a template, where can we view the next step of the campaign, i.e. emails? You can't. The only thing you can preview is the 2 landing pages. Is everything automated from start to finish? I don't